Hey guys, Insightful Nerd, back with another LEGO review. Today we have set number 76247, the Hulkbuster Battle of Wakanda. The set has 385 pieces, 4 minifigs, obviously based off of Infinity War, part of the Infinity Saga line of sets. Here is the front of the box, top of the box showing off Okoye, and back of the box showing off all the cool stuff you can do. As per usual with LEGO sets, first thing I'm going to do is cry about the stickers. Bro, not a fan of that. Particularly these little curved bits. Ooh, 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 ooh. Boy, I ought to strangle whoever decided to do that. Here's how I choose to display mine. If you know, you know. This is the Hulk from the Marvel logo. He's not included. I think for this one, I'll start with minifigs, honestly. First off, we got 2 Outriders. Pretty cool. I mean, they come in quite a few sets, but they're also an army builder, so it makes sense that you would do that. I don't know. They're nice to see. The little bit of variation they do with the backpack or claws or the one with the shoulder pad. I like that they do it personally because it, again, just adds a bit more variety. Okoye makes sense. Battle of Wakanda. She was there. It's the same Okoye that has come in various sets. The plain black legs, about the only thing I don't really like. Also, arm printing would have been nice, but I much prefer them do leg printing first. And a part of me does kind of wish they would do chrome for vibranium spears and whatnot. Not like old chrome. I think that's too much. But like what they're currently doing for lightsaber hilts, I think is a solid amount. This works though. It's fine. It works as is. And here we have the figure most people bought the set for. Here we have the figure that most people bought the set for, the Bruce Banner. Very rare we even see him. This face, I think, has been reused quite a bit, but this, just having the green veins in the eyes, pretty unique. Again, leg printing is always nice, but I can see why they didn't for this. Now, this is one of those sets that has been sitting in my backlog for probably close to 3 years. But I think I bought it after it retired or close to retirement. Regardless, I think you can still pick this up for relatively cheap. This is the Mark 48, the second version of the Hulkbuster in the MCU. Both attempts have not been great. This one's definitely better than the old one. The old one, don't get me wrong, that one's terrible. This one is better. It definitely has some flaws. So let's get off with a couple of them that bother me. I think overall the proportions are not correct. This suit was designed in universe to be more flexible and agile than the original Hulkbuster. Insert Tony always learns from his mistakes. But yeah, I feel like they should have made these breastplates actually move similar to butterfly joints. I think the shoulder pads are way too big. Yes, they are big on the model. I just don't think they got the shaping right. I don't know, I would have done it just a slightly smaller. But I feel like they just sit too low in general. I don't know. The legs are pretty solid for the scale. Again, a huge issue with a lot of these mechs in general is the scale never works out, especially for the MCU. Like this one works better because it is close to minifig scale, but you can't quite get all the details there. I do like the included little details like the rings on the like wrist section. Yeah, pretty accurate there. Same for the forearm bits as were on the classic Hulkbuster and the original Age of Ultron one accurate, but you get to the chest and it's just all wrong. Like the art corrector on the actual one is supposed to be sunk in. This one just sticks out way too much. The breastplates are flat compared to the one in the movie. This whole section just sticks out. And then the helmet's really where I got an issue, because this one, you're pretty much forced to leave it sunk in like this to cover up this gap. Because when you put the fig in, you can just see straight through there. That's not good. Versus where it should actually sit is almost like that, because it does sit up like a real helmet. Maybe that's more accurate, but still, it should stick up marginally, and it doesn't. Again, though, all that crying I'm doing, it is still better than the original. The original one had that weird play feature where you spin the dial and make his arm spin, but it sacrificed a lot of the building to do it. Something else I'm not a fan of is the knees, or lack thereof. These are built-in clips on both sides to where you can't bend his knees at all. They're just a solid piece, meaning there's no way to actually get him to stand up. That's as straight as you can get him. Which, that actually looks fine on camera. How do I portray that? I don't know. In person, he looks like he is about ready to tip backwards. Not a huge fan of that. I'd prefer if he could just stand straight upright. But yeah, majority of my issue with it is the fact that you can't get him to... Well, you can't have him stand. He has to sit in the cockpit, which I find odd. But then also just that gap left. That is terrible. That should not have been passed through. I'm shitting on it quite a bit. I do like all the details. I do think the stickers add a lot more detail, because some of the details on it you just could not do with brick built techniques. But also some of it is avoidable, like the entire chest portion. I feel like, honestly, if they just redesigned the chest, you could keep the arms and legs and it work. Add some knee joints, though, and I think you're good. Damn, I really just spent like fucking 10 minutes rambling about how I hate this thing. I don't know. The build was really fun. I don't often say that about mechs, because that's, a main reason why I don't get many of them. I'm just not particularly a fan of how they are usually put together. This one was fun. I guess while we're here, though, I can do a Hulkbuster comparison. I do not have the new one that came out this year yet. That'll be maybe this summer. We'll see. I do have the one from 2015, as well as the War Machine one, not with me. So we'll do it in post, as they say. You versus the guy she tells you not to worry about. Yeah, here we have it compared to the Marvel Legend Hulkbuster. Pretty sizable difference. Obviously, you're comparing literal apples to oranges. This is just not even a competition here. Interesting to see, nonetheless. But yeah, final thoughts. Too many stickers. Minifigs are pretty good, but the Bruce Banner's cool. The rest of it's you can get it other places. Thank you very much for watching. We are currently trying to get to 100 subscribers, and when we do, we'll be building on stream over the course of probably a week, and reviewing, adding on, modifying. You've seen the other videos, I'm sure. Probably not. we're going to be doing a whole bunch with the modular Daily Bugle. It's been sitting in my room for probably 2 years. Holy shit. Has it been 2 years? That's fucking sad. Nonetheless, it would mean the world if you subscribe, so I can finally crack that bitch open, build it, all the stuff. But yeah, peace.